Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars review. As promised, we're going to take a look at another vehicle today, and this time around it's the newly released Vintage Collection Y-Wing, which is a Toys R Us exclusive. This is a vehicle that I wasn't really contemplating picking up at first, as I already had the Gold 4 Y-Wing from the 30th anniversary collection, but upon seeing some of the minor upgrades that have been made to this vehicle, and just because it's something a little bit different to the previous release, I've decided that it's time for out with the old and in with the new. So I've got rid of the Gold 4 and replaced it with this. So before we get into the vehicle and its upgrades and overall features, we are indeed going to take a look at the packaging in which it comes. Now the box which this vehicle comes in was a major factor in my decision to purchase this vehicle, as it is the vintage packaging. So you've got that very awesome retro looking box. We'll start from this side. Obviously you have the Return of the Jedi logo at the top, as well as the Y-Wing Fighter name tag. The photography on the box is heavily inspired by the original vintage packaging. So with the Y-Wing you do indeed have Admiral Akbar in the cockpit, you have R2-D2 in the droid socket, and then dotted around the ship you have Lando at the back with a very cool looking cape, I might add. And you also have General Madine and 9 Numb down at this side as well. On each end of the box you've got that same image accompanied by the logo. On the back you have that same image once again, but with the Vintage Collection logo in the top corner. And then on the top and bottom of the box you've got a rundown of each feature of the vehicle. So the first one is the pivoting cannon. You have opening canopy, removable engines, retractable landing gear, and droppable bombs. So a number of features to talk about with this vehicle, all of which I will get onto later on in the review. So there's the packaging. Now onto the vehicle. Now, as I said, the first feature that I want to touch base on is the pivoting cannon on the top, which can be moved up, down, and in a full 360 motion. We also have an opening canopy, which can be opened up like that, and inside I do have a, I think it's Lieutenant Eklark Young on the way from the Endor packs. I've bought him off Tungori and he's going to be piloting this Y-Wing very soon, but for now I've just got the Power of the Force A-Wing pilot in there. As I said, there are a number of upgrades made to the cockpit. Rather than having stickers applied all the way around it, all the control panels and stuff like that you see are all sculpted details, which are very, very good. And as you can see, he has the joysticks or the gear shifts in there. Another feature in the top corner of the cockpit, I don't know how well you can see it, but just there is the targeting computer. Now, it's not the best feature because it's very loose, but it does indeed pull out and you can position it in front of the pilot to have him target enemy fighters. Now, the only thing that I don't actually like about the targeting computer is that it's very loose. As you can see, it does flop around quite a lot and it's not very sturdy. So yeah, that could have done with some slight improvement, but I'm not going to complain about that too much. But a very nice cockpit. I really do like this sort of weathered patch on the side of the cockpit. It really adds a little bit of a salvaged feel to this vehicle, because obviously the Rebels used to recycle their vehicles from the Republic and the Empire, so that's really, really nice. And obviously, as you can see, there are a couple of cannons on the front there, and then you can proceed to close the canopy up. Behind the cockpit you have a droid socket. Now, unlike the Gold 4 Y-Wing, which just had a droid head moulded to the vehicle, you can actually put your own droids inside there. So until I've got a more suitable droid, I've opted to include Wedge Antilles' astromech from the X-Wing that was released a year or so ago, and he fits in there really nice and snugly and looks absolutely awesome. So I hope you're getting a good look at him in action. Now, another feature to the vehicle is just behind the droid socket you'll see a very small button. If you press that button, the bomb that is located on the undercarriage of the vehicle will be released. So if you just press that on the top, and the bomb will fall. It's not an exciting feature by any means, but you know, if you're a kid and you're playing with this vehicle, it's going to be awesome. And once again, like with the Slave 1, you can use it to drop bombs on your brother or sister's head, depending on how much you hate them. So once again, you can reattach the bomb to the mechanism underneath, and I'll just demonstrate it for you again. Press the button on the top and the bomb will release. And basically all it is just a very small mechanism underneath that when you press the button, the mechanism will release the bomb. And speaking of mechanisms, at the very back of the vehicle you'll see another switch, which basically you just push forward and the landing gear will retract. Now this is a problem that Hasbro haven't yet fixed, is that when you place the vehicle on a surface, the landing gear actually retracts back up inside itself as it's very, very loose. This is a problem that has been fixed numerous times with just, you know, a simple piece of lollipop stick or a toothpick just shoved up into the landing gear, and it keeps it in place. But there is a way of unscrewing the whole vehicle and tightening it up, which I'll probably do at some point in the near future. The other piece of landing gear is located at the front of the vehicle, just underneath there, and that is manually retractable. You just pull that down yourself, and there you go, you've got a nice set of landing gear to land your vehicle. Obviously you've got that infamous Y shape with the vehicle, and the engines at the back, these engine struts here, can indeed be removed, although I'm not going to bother doing that now just for the sake of it, because, you know, they're never seen removed in the film and the vehicle doesn't look that good with them off anyway. But as you can see, the engines have been painted like an orangey red colour just to make them look like they're ignited, and the back end of the vehicle is a very nice sculpt as well. And just to demonstrate, you know, with the button on the top, if you push that back, the landing gear won't move. There we go, just release it a little bit, and there you go. So all in all, a great vehicle, definitely one that I'd recommend picking up. Personally, I think this thing is going to look awesome alongside the new Trench Run pack that's been released with Luke's Red 5 X-Wing and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. You know, if you want to create the ultimate Star Wars dogfight, then this is a great vehicle to add to your collection and something to display alongside all your other vehicles. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at the Vintage Collection Y-Wing. Once again, brand new and on the shelves at your local Toys R Us. The only thing that I would really criticise this vehicle for is the lack of weathering, but I think with it being so clean, I think that adds to sort of the vintage look and feel of the vehicle, because obviously vehicles back in the 80s didn't have weathering, so this is just as good in my opinion. Another thing as well is that Toys R Us are getting a little bit stingy on their prices, I think. Obviously we know that the economy isn't what it used to be, but back when the Gold 4 Y-Wing was released in the 30th anniversary collection, you actually got a droid and a pilot with the vehicle for, I think it was $29.99, whereas this one is without a pilot or a droid, and this one's $39.99. So yeah, Toys R Us are stiffing us a little bit, but certainly a cool figure, and if you take it for what it is, then you'll enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed having a look at the Vintage Collection Y-Wing. I don't think it has a call signal or anything, unlike the Gold 4 Y-Wing. But yeah, pretty cool for your vehicle collection. Highly recommend it. And once again, just give you one more look at that cockpit. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll be back with many more very soon. I've got some more Clone Wars figures on the way from a very good friend of mine. I've also got the Vintage Saga Collection figures that I keep promising to show you. Those will be coming soon as well. So plenty of reviews to look forward to, and you never know, you might get a collection update out of me one of these days. So that's going to do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, thanks for watching, keep collecting, and as always, may the Force be with you.